nothing like jumping around to relax. How do you feel tonight? Oh, shut up, you lot.
Oh, I thought he was fabulous. I thought he had a wonderful ability to improvise, to make the moment come alive, even when there wasn't much going on.
What do you do for a living, Julie?
I'm a typist.
A typist? At an insurance broker?
No.
At a solicitor's office?
No.
At Coles and Garrard, the famous people who make wonderful sunglasses?
No.
No. Oh, you might be with Massey Ferguson, the people who make wonderful tractors. You're not, by any chance, with Rid milking machines, are you?
No.
Is it possible, one says to oneself, that you're with Custom Carpets?
No.
I know, the Fridge Right Dairy Vat people.
No.
You're at the Drew and Butterfat factory. Well, I've guessed as much as I can and got rid of a few debts.
It was incredible to watch him 2 minutes before showtime. Nobody could go near him. He just wanted to be on his own, puffing that cigarette, concentrating. And whatever nerves he may have had, and they were surely there, he had that wonderful ability to crush them right under. As soon as he walked out, the studio was his.
Good evening. Don't you hate that commercial? Yesterday I wasn't feeling very well. And I couldn't play with Sharon. And I couldn't play with my teddy bear. But last night Mummy gave me a chocolate. Did she ever? Bang!
Graham was irreverent and liked to kick holy cows and do things that other people didn't do. And if there was something wrong, he wouldn't try and cover it up. He'd bring it out and say, look, that's ridiculous, and then get on with the show. And that's very healthy. He was performing to the mums and dads in their own front room.
It blew my hat off, that's the thing.
Nobody's ever done it the way he did it. He was, by some strange osmosis, linked to the audience through the camera.
I think he was born for television, and he and television just met at the right time.
An animal lover who thought he'd bred a one-eyed cat discovered that it was entering the room backwards.
You can do so much with them. It's like a foundation for an exciting meal. And I would say, not only that, you can make vanilla slices. Have you seen that commercial? Nice homemade vanilla slice made out of 2 Sayo biscuits. Now about that? Sounds like dysentery, doesn't it?
Graham treated television with the contempt it deserves. I remember writing that when I used to review his performance. He took the piss out of the medium.
I don't have to eat it tonight, do I? I do have to. Oh, that's good, because I love it. What flavour have we got tonight? Blueberry. Those little black things. Yuck. No, it's good, though. It's good. It's Peter's real fruit yogurt, and it tastes delicious.
He showed early in the piece that live television can be interesting when it's boring. If it's a night when it's not happening for him, he'd let everyone know that he knew it wasn't working. And the very fact that things weren't happening as they should have done, he made something out of that.
Over the last couple of weeks, there have been many mentions of where I might go. There have been... There have been rumours about Channel O, Channel 7, Channel 2 even, but these are completely untrue. And the money that I'm being paid for this guest appearance tonight, I'm very happy about. Channel O, of course, they came up with a very, very big offer, but
I just thought that everything he did had this wonderful sense of the ridiculous and total irreverence.
Insist on Tongala reduced cream.
The Russians found 2 prehistoric lizards. They'd been in the ice for 5,000 years. And by warming them up, They started to run around, brought them back to life. I was just thinking, can you imagine 2 lizards waking up after 5,000 years? Hey, Mildred, look at the time. What are we going to tell your old man?
In fact, looking back, I think the IMT body of work is, I think, absolutely amazing. And it's not till you have the opportunity, I suppose, you know, to actually look at hours of that work.
If you look, you see the people from Paris playing on the Riviera.
The man is a consummate teller of jokes. He's a consummate singer. He's a fantastic dancer. You see him coming out and he dances as beautifully as Danny Kaye could dance. And you look back at that work and there's while he was the king and the most famous of all our comic talents, certainly in my generation, he was also absolutely fantastic at what he did.
I think the most important thing about IMT was the next day, because it became the topic of conversation. Did you see IMT last night? What about that thing that Graham did with the Alka-Seltzer? You know, and that's why IMT was such a household thing, because everyone watched it and it became part of your life, became part of your household, your family.
I can explain everything.
There's nothing else.
Isn't there?
Born? Of course I was born. What do you think? I was incubated or something.
Where were you born?
In bed.
No, whereabouts?
Oh, next to Mum.
What state?
Naked.
Where were you born? In bed. No, whereabouts? Next to Mum. No, in what state? Naked. Oh.
Bill said to me one night, after about 4 or 5 weeks, he said, "It's not firing, is it, Dave? You know." I said, "No." He said, "What do you reckon?" I said, "Oh, I don't know. Why don't we bugger around more, you know?"
Take them off. Take them off.
I beg your pardon?
Take them off.
Oh, all right.
As a character actor, he had a lot to offer. He had a lot of style and flair. He could be very funny. He could get the most out of every line.
I always play hopeless, badly dressed characters. If they ever make a film of Bernard King's life, I'll be asked to play it.
It's not that I was naive, but I just couldn't believe that you could say these things on television.
Graham, you are a bit of a knocker lately. Won't you say one positive thing about someone before the Christmas break? All right, I will. You are That's positive.
We weren't planning on being around next year, were we?
I guess he is slightly eccentric. I suppose after so many years of comedy, you get a bit quirky, but
Hello,
it was also
Mum.
a sight gag.
I've got a glandular. Isn't that revolting? I knew Sir Frank too, of course.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Oh, there you are.
Meanwhile, back at Funniest Home Videos. Funniest Home Videos. Not subtle, just funny, and always perfectly hilarious. 6:30 Saturday on 9.
Right now, if you buy any women's knitwear at Target, we'll share 30% off, excluding underwear and sleepwear.
You don't have to turn your house green to have an environmentally friendly green home. It's as easy as choosing Origin Energy Green Earth Gas and Electricity, Australia's leading green power provider. With Origin Energy Green Earth Home, you can make a real difference to the environment without making a difference to your lifestyle. It's easy being green. Call Origin Energy now on 13 24 63.
The most spectacular Chinese dance company is coming to Melbourne with 95 performers and dazzling sets and costumes. Tales of the Silk Road. State Theatre from August 3rd. Book at Ticketmaster 1300 136 166.
Want to get a taste of Asia all in one holiday? Introducing P&O's Sea Asia by Sea. Cruise from Singapore to an amazing variety of beaches, shopping and cultures. All from $1,645, including airfares. You can see all these wonderful sights from the comfort of your cruising resort. See it all in one holiday from $1,645. Sea Asia by Sea. You'll love it.
Sheffield, in Tasmania's remote north. Out here, the silence is overwhelming, and Mother Nature provides in abundance. Wouldn't it be good if you could simply capture this moment? These bird's eye peas are picked at their peak and snap frozen within 4 hours of harvesting. Bird's eye. The good things are always simply good.
The 2005 Falcon Mark II SR, with over $6,000 worth of added value, including 17-inch alloys, sports body kit, automatic transmission with sequential sport shift, 6-stack CD, designer sports trim, and leather-wrapped steering wheel. And now until June 30, a 5-year warranty. Don't miss out. The 2005 Falcon Mark II SR, with over $6,000 of added value and a 5-year warranty.
Monday, Super Nanny seeing double.
2 sets of twins.
And that's gotta mean trouble.
Our life is chaos.
Can Jojo bring harmony to this hectic house?
I'm calling a Super Nanny. I'm calling her.
Super Nanny, 7:30 Monday on 9.
Get set.
This is the reflex test. That hurt a little bit. No reflex. It's funny, isn't it? Try this one,
We were both working in Melbourne radio at different stations. Graham at 3UZ, the greatest 3UZ, and me at 3XY, the quality station. Graham would come around from 3UZ and we'd have a couple of beers together, so we were friends and buddies before television began. I guess we're talking about 1955, 56, when we first got to know each other.
Next time I saw him, it was just after GTV9 had opened up, and I remember Norm Spencer coming up behind me and saying, "See that young guy over there?" And I said, "Oh yeah, that's Graham from 3UZ." He said, "Well, we've been trying out all the radio announcers in Melbourne. We're starting a new show called In Melbourne Tonight," and he said, "And he's going to be the one."
A show for you that is so happy and bright.
It reminds me of the first time I went into Norm Spencer's office. I went in to see Norm Spencer for a job. And typical of Norm, he jobbed me.
When IMT first began, his television money and his radio money was paid in one package. There was a deal that Channel 9 had done with 3UZ. And Graham came home with his first combined pay envelope, and it contained £80, which I suppose today would be the equivalent maybe of $1,000 or $1,200 or whatever. And his grandmother said, "That is far too much, you must take some back." And she meant it.
It's nearly got a quarter of a potato in it. And they've got the hide to charge 20 cents. Now, isn't that terrible? See, if you mashed all that down, that'd only be the tiniest, I'll do it. No, I just want to show you something. I love Colvan. They'll love me for this. I'm a hit with the drive-in people. Oh, yes. Now, you watch this. Now, that looks a lot. But you watch.
audacity, that cheek was so exhilarating. And it gave Graham a power on the screen that I don't think anyone else began to emulate.
Would you really burn down this modern village to smoke out Queen Bogda's here?
Yes.
Then stay your evil hand.
And yours. What?
Stay your evil hand.
And if it wasn't a really good script, there was often some very funny costume devised because that would sort of help it a little bit. And if that failed, Graham usually made me laugh. I'd go into hysterics, the audience would go into hysterics, everyone would laugh, and, you know, that'd be about the way it went. And usually they were very funny sketches.
I'm sorry about that, Praticus.
We decided, let's do a custard pie sketch. I mean, it was God, real knockabout. It. We knew it was vaudeville and knockabout, and we involved as many of the Channel 9 personalities as we could in it. We had Evie Hayes and Jack Little, and practically everybody could fit into it, and it was custard pies for everybody. And the gag was that it missed Graham, went all the way through and missed Graham. One of the things I remember, we'd planted a guy in the audience, in the studio audience, who was apparently sound asleep, and Graham noticed him, took a pie up and hit him with it really hard.
I'm terribly sorry, there is cream from the front row right back to the back. Well, that was a pretty messy one. Everyone got a pie. Of course, I can't get a pie because I'm the compere and I have to get dressed like...
Want a bet?
Rosie, no. Well... Yes, straight...
Now say something nice.
Raoul Merton shoes are really very nice.
That's right. Raoul
It's
Merton.
only me that hates them.
Graham would rehearse the script absolutely perfectly, and the account executive and the agency rep from the particular agency would clap their hands and say, that's fantastic. They'd go to the pub, and then, of course, on the night, Graham would do whatever he wanted to do.
I always carry this with me, you know, because you never...
Oh, good. Yeah. It won't fit through the hole.
Why don't you go first?
Yeah.
And then try.
Oh, that's a good idea.
You right?
Yep.
No?
Well, I have to put it over
Okay,
here.
right. Well, just... You know, you never know when those nasty flies and monkeys... What have you done?
I've got to move the big can of pussy because of the next act.
Well, can I help you?
No, just go ahead and do that.
Where do you have to stick it? Over there. Well, get the cross there. I'll talk about protecting.
Right.
Okay.
I won't disturb you, mate.
Okay, right.
Go ahead and do the thing, you know.
As I was saying, I always carry Johnson's protector because you never know when flies and mozzies will strike, particularly...
He used to become insanely angry with ad agencies who thought that he could, you know, do an ad-lib 60-second commercial by them handing him a script an hour before he went on, because he used to demand, which was a great idea, that he had 2 full working days for every ad-lib script so that he could practice it. And he would, I know, do it in front of a mirror 50 different ways till he got it right. And that was his great skill, very professional.
Was that little bit meant to be humorous at all? Because I've got a hot flash for you.
Graham, I think you need to buy the Women's Weekly to find the answer to that.
All right, well, I'll get my copy shortly. I would do their commercials, you know, if they arrive 72 hours before showtime, but when they telex it down on the same day, I refuse.
Well, let me tell you, I'm happy to be here.
Ralph Merton 707s cost, as I say, cost you only 99 and 11. So if you pop along to your local...
Lots of stuff was done on grog, of course, and on my drinking. Graham will admit to the fact that, in reality, Graham drank just as much, if not more, than I.
I always thought that they should have done the road to pictures with Bert and Graham. I think they would have been wonderful because they had that same sort of connection. Bert, of course, is a brilliant comic talent as well, but the way they just worked off each other in those early days was fantastic.
Get up!
Neither of them tried to be the other one. They were like two people heading down the same road, sort of holding hands. And I think it was a really fabulous partnership.
Martin, you want to know more?
They were amazing days, and when you replay the footage, they're still amazing. Still amazing.
Hello, Laura.
Where did you go to school in Holland?
In Outer Adamstood, Outer Adam.
In what?
Outer Adamstood, Outer Adam.
In what?
Outer Adamstood, Outer Adam.
Did you like school?
Yeah, Outer Adam.
At school, did you learn a story which we learn over here about the little Dutch boy who saved millions of people?
How did he do it with that?
Remember the little boy who put his finger in the dike?
Sunday.
The circus has now well and truly come to town.
The final moments.
Oh, that hurt.
Before the big performance.
She is just gold.
But who's going to chicken out?
I definitely want to get down now.
Celebrity Circus, 6:30 Sunday on 9.
If you're a good driver with a rating 1, we think you should be rewarded. So how about a rating 1 for life? If you're eligible, you can keep yours for life at no extra cost with GIO Comprehensive Motor Vehicle Insurance. Call 131010, and if you switch to GIO before May 31st, we'll give you our optional hire car cover for 12 months, also for no extra premium. Take advantage of this bonus. Call 131010 and make the switch to GIO today.
You don't have to turn your house green to have an environmentally friendly green home. It's as easy as choosing Origin Energy Green Earth Gas and Electricity, Australia's leading green power provider. With Origin Energy Green Earth Home, you can make a real difference to the environment without making a difference to your lifestyle. It's easy being green. Call Origin Energy now on 13 24 63.
Brian is a little bit accident prone. That's why he's the man who inspired this brilliant idea for a factory bonus. 12 months comprehensive insurance with the Holden Breena for only $14,490. Excellent, Brian. Good on him. Holden means a great deal to Australia.
Do I move you? Are you willing? Do I soul you? It's a thrilling.
New Nestle Double Blend Frothy Hot Chocolate. An exotic collision of West African and Ecuadorian cocos. Surrender to your senses.
The Carpet Choice Autumn Sale is on now, and it's bursting with bargains, like the sensational scoop purchase on Lindrum and Stockton carpet. But hurry, the Carpet Choice Autumn Sale is only on while stocks last.
And so much more. If you switch to GIO Comprehensive Motor Vehicle Insurance before May 31st, we'll give you our optional hire car cover for 12 months for no extra premium. Take advantage of this bonus. Call 131010 and switch to GIO today.
Exclusive from Bali. 60 Minutes is there. And Intimate Confessions of Jane Fonda.
Whatever you want, honey.
Sunday on 60 Minutes.
As we play Graham Kennedy's Blankety Blanks. And now, here he is, a man who needs no introduction.
Cyril said... It always starts like that. Cyril said, oh, my friend Derek... My friend Derek is so manly. He picks his teeth with blanks.
Derek was very butch. So
I think you got Stuart on.
Jackhammer.
Oh, wouldn't that be butch? I think I'll have a go at me teeth.
We rehearsed Blankety Blanks for weeks before we actually did the show, because Graham's a perfectionist, and not only did he want the show to work really well, he wanted the other characters who were going to be working with him to work really well with him. So Graham had the opportunity to choose who the people would be on the panel, and there were a number of them that he used constantly. Stuart Wagstaff was one, and Ugly Dave Gray was another, and myself. If he didn't like you, you didn't get on the show.
When they did the initial pilot, I was invited to be on the panel, and I said yes, and I did it, and I stayed on it for the entire 2-year run of it. And it was like going to a party every night. It was great fun.
And welcome to the cleanest show on television. No? The second cleanest show on... No. Yes, it's dirty time again.
I got a phone call from Graham, and he said, Dave, he said, I'm doing a pilot for a brand new show called Blankety Blanks, and I'd love you to be a part of it. I said, oh, no, I'm acting now. He said, I know, I've seen you. That's why I'm making this phone call.
But he also used to have wonderful fun with the contestants, and they would absolutely adore it because that was the talent he had.
Then he proceeded to eat his... Dick was dining at the restaurant.
Dick was?
Was Dick ever?
Clever Dick.
Yes. How tall was Dick?
Oh, Dick's about 6'7".
Big Dick.
He always used to bring his microphone down to me and then pucker up, and I'd pucker up, and the two of us would do this really elaborate, slobbery kiss on camera.
Oh, garlic.
But of course, he was a scrupulous person and was terrified of breathing on me, as indeed I was, so the two of us would fake it enormously.
Do you mind me kissing you just having kissed Abigail? No, that sounded awful. What I meant was, are you jealous?
Oh, darling, I can't wait to be kissed by you. That'll be $100.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 1978 Gold Logie winner is Graham Kennedy.
I would very much like to thank me for having faith in the Reg Grundy organisation.
He came in as the star, as himself, in Kingswood Country, a whole episode written around Graham. And the idea was that Graham was coming to visit our house.
You must be Mrs. Bullfit.
How do you do, Mr. Kennedy?
And, in fact, he was going to sample Fell's special meatloaf. But unfortunately, of course, the meatloaf got mixed up with dog food, and the result was really hilarious.
I christen this meatloaf the Graham Kennedy meatloaf.
It's terrific, Phil. Any more?
There's tons of it. Oh, look, eat up, Graham. It's all for you.
Beats me, Phil.
cold front will cross Bass Strait tonight, so more of these cold southwesterly winds, a few showers in the morning and a grey day, a top of 15 degrees. A shower or two Sunday morning, but we will have breaks of sunshine in the afternoon, 16 degrees.
At Gainesville, we take the worry out of furnishing your new apartment or modern home. Gainesville can give you a professional designer package at an affordable price to create the look you've always dreamt of. Bring your floor plan in and we will work with you on your project. From the plan to this, a completely coordinated, professionally designed lifestyle. Gainesville, furniture with attitude, on sale now.
Whenever Australians get together at the footy, you'll always find an Australian legend. KR Castlemaine Hot Dogs. Australian made, Australian owned. Legendary Australian quality.
You're a legend, mate.
It is with great pleasure that the Employee of the Month award goes to Frank Clark.
Frank doesn't actually work here.
What do you mean he's always here?
He works for St George. He's our business relationship manager.
Good.
Good with people, good with money. St George.
At Gainesville, we take the worry out of furnishing your new apartment or modern home with a professional designer package at an affordable price to create the look you've always dreamt of. Gainesville, furniture with attitude, on sale now.
What's hot at Homart? Sandwich toasters or knife block sets are crazy $15. Microfleece throw rugs or big bath sheets are hot $10 each. Queen size doonas or microfiber mattress protectors now $39.99. Hurry, Homart Hotter Sale on now.
Hey, Scafie, is this the special edition Commodore Equip?
Yeah, it is.
With Holden's new 5-year warranty?
Yep, with a 5-year warranty.
Over $5,000 worth of extras?
Yep, $5,000 worth
From
of
only $33,490.
Yeah, how do you guys know so much?
Because this is our car. Yours is over there.
Don't miss out on the special edition Commodore Equip, because from $33,490, it's not hard to recognise great value.
A loved one robbed them of everything they had.
We all trusted him.
They are battlers and they truly need a new beginning.
Now a son risks it all to make a family's pain go away. Millionaire's New Beginnings continues Monday on 9.
Well, I don't quite know how to put this.
Nothing to do with money, is it?
No, I don't bother about money, Max. Harry does all that. Now, you see, everybody considers me a Tonight Show compere, a song and dance man, or just a very entertaining person. Which I am, of course. Well, what I'd really like to do, it's a secret ambition, is a bit of straight acting.
It isn't easy to cast a funny little bloke like Graham with wildly protuberant eyes. There's not a lot of parts for people like this, but there was a part in Don's Party.
Philip Adams suggested him for a major role because I'd been living in England for years and I must have been the only person who was actually resident in Australia at that time and never heard of him.
Who's this gorgeous woman?
Jody. Oh, and Simon. That's Mac. Sorry about the wife.
Shit, I'm not. Look.
He suddenly said to me, well, Bruce, when are you going to tell me how to do it? I said, how to do what? And he said, how to act. And he said, we go through it all, but you're not saying anything. I said, but Graham, you're doing it. And he said, you mean I'm acting already? And I said, yes, you're acting and you're very good.
Bruce Beresford said, well, what is this? You've mentioned this duck joke. What is the duck joke? Because it's just mentioned in the play and never done.
Here I am, the duck hunter.
And I told Bruce the duck joke, but said, for heaven's sake, don't put it in the film. It's just too crude. But Bruce loved that sort of humour, and he said, no, that is going right in the film.
Waiting. Whoop. All of a sudden, oh, nature calls. You sure you want to hear this? Oh,
Oh. Oh.
Oh, it leaves a nasty taste.
The interesting thing was that when the film was released and shown all over the world, Kennedy's performance was invariably singled out by critics who had no idea who the hell he was. So it wasn't in any sense television dependent. They said, who is this guy? Gosh, he's good. And he was.
Don's Party and The Club were both ensemble movies, and it was essential the actors blended and appeared to know one another very well, and that the performances were unified. That's, in fact, I feel was the main thing a director has to do in films, is to make sure everyone's acting in the same movie. Graham seemed to me to fit in extremely well.
He found himself in this world that was supposed to be the glamorous world of film, and 6 of us sitting in the gutter waiting for someone to come and pick us up to take us to the next location. And he said, this is pretty glamorous, isn't it, Jack? Here he was, the king, sitting down there with the rest of us.
I think Graham's boardroom scene is the other great scene he does in The Club, where he finally realises that the dark forces of the club will move at him, and he has to resign.
You've served your purpose, Ted. They don't need you anymore. If they didn't need me, they'd sack me too.
Well, no one's going to sack me. I've just resigned.
It's a very moving scene. A lot of people report that they get tears in their eyes seeing him leave the club.
Well, I hope that you and young Jeff sort out your differences, Laurie. I doubt if I'll ever be dashing off $10,000 checks again. I'd like to think that my money was well spent.
Yes, so would I.
Do you know what I thought was the best game of football you ever played? The day you took on Dick Turner in '62. Mind you, I think he just shaded you by a whisker.
There's a lot of people who don't.
It was like 2 magicians trying to outdo one another.
Well, I think everyone got their 2 bobs worth.
Something happens before 5 o'clock. How come taking a bird out to dinner? Bloody hard to get a cab at that time of the night, too. Well, Bung, old boy, I think I'll just go home and watch television. With a bit of luck, I might crack it for a war movie.
Well, I don't think he'd done anything like it before. I mean, having to, you know, get dressed up in all the SAS clobber and SLRs, the rifles. One of the most difficult scenes for Graham was probably the one where he's standing in the lines and he talks about his previous life.
And after about 10 months of marriage, she starts ringing up saying she's working later. An old girlfriend's dropped into town or...
Getting it out of the other blokes, was she?
No, I don't think so. It seems she just didn't want to be with me.
Shit.
Yeah, that's what I thought, Bill. Anyway, one Friday night she rings up. It was our anniversary. And says she's been invited out by some people she works with.
Didn't you ask her if you'd been invited as well?
Yes, but she said they weren't my sort of people. I wasn't the type that'd fit in with them. She came home about 3 o'clock in the morning. Rotten drunk. Collapsed on the couch and went to sleep.
What'd you do then, Harry? Give her a screw?
I packed a suitcase and stood at the end of the couch. I prayed that she'd wake up and say that she was sorry. Anyway, she didn't. So after about an hour, I kissed her on the forehead, told her that I loved her, walked out the door, joined the army the next day, and here I am.
I'll be buggy.
Yes, I was, well and truly. Well and truly. Is Travelling North a good film?
Michael, I think so.
I can't be objective because I sit there in the dark, trembling with apprehension until I come on. I'm waiting for me to come on. Then I come on, and I'm so appalled, I can't concentrate on the rest of the movie or the story or how it's being presented. But the word around is that it's good. I think it must be good. G'day. Freddie Wicks, your neighbour. I saw that you'd arrived, so I just popped over to see whether perhaps I could help you move in.
I didn't know we had a neighbour. Do you say Mr. Wicks?
Oh, Freddie, please. Now, you can't see me from here, but I'm over there in amongst the trees. So cheer up. You're not on your own after all.
I thought Graham in Travelling North was just terrific. I think he captured every quality of that man next door we hope we don't have as a neighbour, then finally, eventually realise is the very best sort of neighbour to have. And Graham took us through that transition with great skill, great warmth, and great humanity.
Oh, you've got to have a Barbie. Everyone up here has a Barbie. It's compulsory to have a Barbie.
It's very kind of you, Freddie. We really wouldn't want to put you to all that trouble.
Oh, it's no trouble. No, I enjoy building things. I've got a plan of it drawn up already.
So, did you work strictly to plan?
Funnily enough, no. No, I just sort of let it go, and out it came, straight out of my head.
Freddie, Francis and I feel it's got a strange, haunting quality. There's something of the Druid about it, or perhaps it's Aztec. We think it's got enormous potential. It's the focal point for the start of a brand new religion.
You're having me on.
Nine's Big Sunday starts at 8:30 with new CSI.
Look, my husband did not commit suicide.
What? When the rich and famous play.
Please, stop.
Not everything is what it seems.
Get the hell out of here. Then at 9:30 on a brand new CSI Miami.
Like to talk about your husband's murder, man?
Desperate wives.
Are you really doing housework?
Hiding killer lies.
You have to believe me.
What do you think?
He's still out there.
Nine's Big Sunday from 8:30.
In the 2004 Australia's Best Cars Awards, conducted by motoring organisations including the RACV, the award for Best Small Car went to the Ford Fiesta LX 3-door hatch. The award for Best Family Sedan went to the Ford Falcon Mark II XT. And the award for Best Recreational 4-wheel drive went to the Ford Territory TX all-wheel drive. So if you're looking for a new car, for best results, see your Ford dealer now.
This weekend, all Carpet Court stores are having a massive 4-day warehouse clear-out. Over $20 million of famous brand stock must go. Thousands of metres in hundreds of colours and styles. Stainmasters, wools, twist and plush piles, plus timber and vinyls at lowest ever prices. Plus 2 years interest-free terms are available. So hurry! We're clearing all warehouses of top stock from this Friday for 4 days only. It's Carpet Court's biggest ever clearance. Only available at Carpet Court. Phone 13 20 64 for your nearest store. On now.
Hi, babe.
Have you been eating my soup again? Yes, you have.
As if. Heinz big and chunky. It'll make a man of you.
LG have created Australia's first TV with an inbuilt high-definition tuner. Because wires suck. LG. Life's good.
The award-winning Ford Territory has reached yet another high in Australian motoring, winning Wheels Magazine Car of the Year. Ford Territory. The possibilities are amazing.
Monday on 9, the Buzzer is back for the biggest premiere of 2005. 7 o'clock, Temptation. 7:30, Double Trouble for Super Nanny.
2 sets of twins.
8:30, Millionaire gives these battlers a new beginning.
On all new Cold Case, can this orphan find her mother's killer?
And 2 remain on The Apprentice, but could the Donald fire them both?
I'm gonna punch somebody.
Let the games begin. Temptation heads a 5-star lineup Monday on 9.
Why are you all looking at me? Yes. I can't go into my first erotic experience. I can't expand on that. I mean, I remember it as being a very tender, wonderful moment. I just wished at the time, remember thinking clearly, I wish I had some company.
I'd walk 1,000,000 miles for one of your smiles. Mammy.
He's a giant. I mean, he's one off. He did things that I think that even now you hear the irreverence that you see here sometimes maybe on radio and on an occasional television special with our young comedians. He was doing that and more 30 years ago, 40 years ago. So how far ahead of his time was he?
An Adelaide woman says the money spent on Graham would be better spent elsewhere. Oh.
Where?
That's debatable. I don't think you watch our credits. If you watched our credits, you'd see this come up from time to time. Much of the money I receive for doing this goes to the Life Education Program to help young Australians lead a better and longer drug-free life. Would you like to see Australian youths live a miserable short life in the gutter with syringes? You slack-assed Adelaide tart.
The tears would come down, which is a family trait, by the way. When we have a belly laugh, the old tears tend to come down. And Graham, in the first few weeks, even in rehearsals, noticed this, and he used it as a hook. And he used it right throughout that year.
I love it when he cries.
That's Sam Sutcliffe. We wanted you to meet him. It's just a thrill. Yes, that is a nicely framed picture. Spot Graham Kennedy.
And that was just an ad-lib moment, but he had a great way of making everything look pretty natural.
Yes, delicious Campbell's tomato soup with just a hint of cardboard. Now.
That looks disgraceful.
This is not all that new. I think I've seen this. This is a Breville something, a massager, which is not all that new, but I just wanted to play with one, and I think it's terrific. Just think, for the first time, Ken, a portable massage parlour, and when you're finished, you don't have to pay the $100 for one with a lot. You simply do that. I think it's fantastic.
Not as cheap as...
Oh, dear. Oh, goodness. Oh, it's fallen into my lap. Oh, good night.
Ironically enough, Ken was staying with me in the United States at the time that he got the call. He was covering a big sports story in America. And he got this call saying, Graham Kennedy's going to start a late-night news program and he needs a straight man, and he's picked you for the job. And Ken, of course, having grown up in Sydney, wasn't really aware, as I was, of the Graham Kennedy history. And I said, Ken, you've got to go for this because this guy is huge, and for him to come out of retirement to do a late-night news program is going to rock the socks off everybody. And I cautioned Ken, the only thing you have to watch out for, mate, is make sure you don't end up his punching bag. Guess who ended up his punching bag?
John, you haven't really been initiated into Coast to Coast until you've sung the Chum song. A 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5.
Being the chum, she's beautiful. That's why I be one. Always happy here, happy there, everywhere. So he's got to get it wrong.
That's wonderful.
I am one.
That's just
and everybody then be knowing that you're the chum. Oh, beautiful.
Noah went to the top of the mountain and said in a loud voice, Lord. Lord? Lord! Noah went to... No, not really. Noah went to the top of the mountain. Noah from the biblical Noah from the Old Testament
went to the top of the mountain and he said in a loud voice, Lord, there's a flood coming. Should I build an ark? And do you know what? Noah didn't do live television for a long time.
The Greek word for envelope is phakilo. And such is Graham's comedic mind, rather than do the obvious gag and ask me one night over the desk, John, what's the Greek word for envelope? He started working on a routine, and the routine was in an office. And what if I need to borrow a pencil, which became his famous Molivi?
Look at my Molivi.
It's not dirty. Why do they look? Because, right, I have picked up my Molivi. So I've written with the Molivi on the hati. Now pass me an envelope. Fuck you, law. All right, I'll get it myself.
7:30 Tuesday.
Who's the king?
Frasier sends the office joker over the edge.
The edge of madness.
But this joke's a killer.
Oh my God!
Watch if you dare.
Speak my mind. Frasier's new on Channel 9.
Hyundai's end of financial year Grand Theft Auto sale. Save with free automatic on the 2-litre Elantra, now from $18,490. See your Hyundai dealer. Free auto ends June 30.
Most would agree, bigger returns from your investment portfolio require higher risk. To illustrate, if this was your investment, you'd expect to take a risk relative to your eventual return. However, using its investment banking expertise, Macquarie has created a range of innovative new investment products that, for the same level of risk, can deliver a bigger return. Talk to your financial advisor or ask Macquarie how to get bigger returns from your portfolio without added risk.
Macquarie, forward thinking.
The Sunday Age welcomes Toby Coleman and the AFL Mascot Manor team. Follow their adventures every week in Preview magazine, starting this Sunday.
Mine!
Sorry, boys, it's mine!
Actually, it's yours. And this week, you'll find 28 full-colour fun footy pages of the official AFL Mascot Manor comic book, free in the Sunday Age.
The buzzer is back. Temptation, the new sale of the century. 7 o'clock Monday on 9.
Hey.
I wouldn't do that if I was you.
Heinz Big and Chunky. It'll make a man of you.
Take home all the latest products, ideas and advice in building, renovations, new products, outdoor living. All for $10. There's nothing you can't achieve after visiting the Master Builders Building and Home Improvement Show on now till Sunday.
Coming up, two Titans face off in the earth-shattering match of the round. Melbourne take on Richmond next on Heinz Friday Night Football.
It really struck me for a man who had all of that behind him. There was a wonderful modesty. There was always a slight lack of confidence that gave an edge to his performance. I don't mean that he was not confident, but there was this sense of uncertainty that I think you get in a lot of very good performers.
Graham got in touch with us and said he wanted to buy a property where he could hug a Clydesdale. So we found Graham a property up near us, and on it he put his Clydesdale called Dave, and he got a lovely golden retriever called Henry. So that's how he lived, in this wonderful little cottage. But he also found out that I had a really good greengrocer, and he went into Burrawang to the butcher and to the greengrocer one day, and as he was buying some goods in the greengrocer's shop, a woman came in with her friend and she said, "That's Graham Kennedy, isn't it?" And the person working in the shop said, "Yes, yes, yes." "Does he come all this way to buy his vegetables?" And she said, "Yes, yes, yes, he does." "Isn't that amazing? He lives in Melbourne." And just up the road at the butcher shop, on the very first day that he ever went in there to buy some meat, one of the butchers ran into the greengrocer's shop and said, "Oh, you'll never guess who's just been in here, Bert Newton."
There's never been another Graham. There have been a few attempts, and people have even tried to be a modern Graham. People have even tried to be a modern version. Don't ask me to name names, but I've watched it. I've watched it develop. But there just hasn't been another one, and I doubt there ever will be another one.
Nobody could be a second Graham.
You get the sense in the public record utterances, the many faxes that have been sent, that it might all be a kind of elaborate joke as well. That here he is saying, "Look, I've done all this, I made you laugh. You know, I did these fantastic things. You don't know what I might have done if I'd kept doing it, and you'll never know."
The king of television. In the first years of television, people over 40 now will remember him as being Mr. Television. I mean, television was Graham Kennedy in those days.
I think it's very easy to know how he's going to be remembered. In Australian show business history, for operatic endeavours, there was Melba. For comedy, Roy Reenmo. For radio, Jack Davey. And for television, we all know the answer.
For all we know, we may never meet again. Before you go, make this moment sweet again. We won't say goodnight until the last minute. I'll hold out my hand, my heart will be in it. For all we know, this may only be a dream. We come and go like the ripple on a stream. So love me tonight. Tomorrow was made for some. Tomorrow may never, never come. For all we know.
Channel 9 will present a very fitting tribute and coverage of Graham Kennedy's memorial service this Tuesday at 11 a.m.
National Irish tap dancing sensation, Peter Connolly. What happened to my delicious coffee?
You should really get yourself a bean grinder. This canned stuff's intolerable.